Hey there guys, welcome back to another video, and today, I'm gonna show you 10 ecchi isekai anime that will leave you thirsty. I don't recommend watching this anime with your grandparents cause they'll probably be more disappointed in you than they already have. I have to tell you though, this list is mainly anime that are ecchi in nature, and this is just my choice and yours will be different. With that said, let's get into the video. At number 10 we have Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. Since the discovery of Seinen syndrome 30 years ago, thousands of young people have traveled to fantasy worlds, the few returnees managing to keep the special abilities they acquired in those parallel universes. Akatsuki Asawa, known as the Rogue Hero, discards his peaceful life in the fantasy world Alazer to face new challenges upon returning to Earth. He comes back with Mio, the daughter of the demon king he defeated, and is now forced to hide her true identity by having her pose as his little sister. The two soon join Babel, a special school designed for those who have acquired special abilities and magical powers through their journey to a fantasy world. Babel was seemingly founded to train young interdimensional travelers and guide them to the right path for the sake of humanity and themselves, but its true purpose remains unclear to the pseudo-siblings. Will Akatsuki and Mio be able to overcome the hostile, powerful student council and uncover the forces at play behind the scenes? I enjoyed Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero immensely. You like a good old-fashioned shonen? Pick this up. Your hand feeling a little antsy after that breakup? Pick this up. You tired of wussy MCs? Pick this show right the hell up, because alphas are a rare commodity nowadays. The show is decent for what it is, but it isn't going to go breaking any records anytime soon. For me, each episode was packed of fun and excitement awaiting for what would happen next. Doubt everyone is like me, but I'm sure some of you will appreciate it. This anime is for those shonen lovers who enjoy watching kick-ass and stupid ecchi comedy. As long as you don't expect too much, you'll probably enjoy it. At number 9 we have Combatants will be dispatched. As a chief operative of the villainous Kisaragi Corporation, sent to an Agent 6 receives orders to help the organization conquer the entire known universe. Tasked with infiltrating the Kingdom of Grace, a mission that could change the fate of the world, Agent 6 mistakenly believes that his skills as a combatant are superb, fueling his arrogant attitude. To ensure the success of the mission, Alice Kisaragi, an exceptional android with a youthful appearance named after the company itself, is assigned to be Agent 6's travel companion. Upon their arrival at the outskirts of the kingdom, Alice and Agent 6 encounter Snow, the commander of the country's royal guard. Snow leads the pair to a broken legendary artifact, and Agent 6 seizes the opportunity for a long-awaited promotion at his company and changes the recitation for the sacred ritual to an embarrassing phrase. As punishment, the princess of the kingdom forces Agent 6 to become an honorary knight, fulfilling part of his mission. Having infiltrated the kingdom's inner circle, Agent 6 must now help his new employer fight against the demon lord's army, all while perpetuating evil deeds as a combatant of the Kisaragi Corporation. As far as true plot goes, it's just an interstellar KONOSUBA. Agent 6 is quite literally the byproduct of Kazuma and Megumin. The perfect culmination of the two's best-worst qualities. It's the sequel that started way before the prequel. Combatants will be dispatched is the type of anime that you can recommend to your friend, but I'd be careful if they've never seen something similar like this before. They might get the wrong impression or message of what the author wanted them to see. But if you're watching this show on your own, let's just say that turning your brain off is an understatement. In fact, turn all common sense off, because this anime has transcended beyond the realm of normalcy. This is far from a normal show, and the author wanted you to be free to experience their work. Isn't being able to express your thoughts like this so freely just wonderful? If you like an anime with just dumb fun, then this is the anime for you. At number 8 we have, High School Prodigies have it easy even in another world. 7 Japanese high school students enjoy international renown for their remarkable talents. One day, these friends survive a plane crash only to find themselves in the medieval fantasy world of Freyagard, where two human races live side by side in a feudal society, the Bayuma, who have animal features and formidable strength, and the Hyuma, who have a small chance of magical aptitude. After being rescued by the Bayuma Winona and her adopted elven daughter Lirul, the group pledges to use their advanced skills and knowledge to pay back the people of Elm Village for their hospitality and find a way to return back home. Tsukasa Mikagami, the Prime Minister of Japan, acts as the leader of these young geniuses and organizes their efforts to intervene in Freyagard and gather the information and resources necessary for achieving their goals. Believing that there is a connection between their current situation and an ancient legend about 7 heroes from another world who defeated an evil dragon, Tsukasa directs the others to learn about the culture around them and search for any clues leading them back to Earth. But he also gives another instruction, to take it nice and easy, lest they ruin this world by giving it their all. So I wouldn't call this a masterpiece, but I enjoyed it very much. It's been a while since I found one I did not make snarky remarks at while watching. Not everyone will enjoy this. Why? Because it's unrealistic, as you know if you read or watch the other reviews. For me, I can make exceptions if unrealism is done right. Because why not? Anime has always had its unrealistic parts, and we made exceptions. Dragon Ball, Alchemist, Sword, MHA, Little Witch, etc. etc. I came into this anime not expecting much because the author is a story writer, not an actual doctor, politician, businessman, inventor, fighter, journalist, nor magician. What you're going to get is really easy to pick up if not the title, then starting from episode 1's loaded line from Tsukasa, let's enjoy the world to the fullest. Because if we were to go all out, we could end up destroying it. Realistically speaking, no, humans nor society does not work in a way that only 7 youths could control and rule the world. But since it's anime, the impossible is not impossible. All the characters are portrayed well and are likable. Their quirks, the lines they say, and interactions are the main appeal for this show. I enjoy watching them turn a medieval world into a democratic world. The ideals they speak of are very important. I find it interesting how they formed their own religion and god. I read the manga, but I enjoyed the anime version more because this type of casual fight and save a world entertainment story is better that way. Paired with the cute and expressive animations. Like the intro says, let's start a revolution. This anime isn't for everyone, but I do recommend you watch it if you like the empire building or anything to do with nation building. At number 7 we have KONOSUBA. After dying a laughable and pathetic death on his way back from buying a game, high school student and recluse Kazuma Sato finds himself sitting before a beautiful, but obnoxious goddess named Aqua. She provides the NEET with 2 options, continue on to heaven or reincarnate in every gamer's dream, a real fantasy world. Choosing to start a new life, Kazuma is quickly tasked with defeating a demon king who is terrorizing villages. But before he goes, he can choose one item of any kind to aid him in his quest, and the future hero selects Aqua. But Kazuma has made a grave mistake, Aqua is completely useless. Unfortunately, their troubles don't end here. It turns out that living in such a world is far different from how it plays out in a game. Instead of going on a thrilling adventure, the duo must first work to pay for their living expenses. Indeed, their misfortunes have only just begun. This show is so fun to watch. If you want a show where you don't have to think about anything, and you can just sit and enjoy whatever is thrown at you, this show's got you. Of course, many watch anime expecting a plot that actually goes somewhere, and KONOSUBA is definitely not going anywhere, but I implore that you at least give it a shot. At number 6 we have, The Familiar of Zero. Louise Françoise Leblanc de la Valliere is a self-absorbed mage in a world of wands, cloaks, and royalty. Although she studies at Tristain Academy, a prestigious school for magicians, she has a major problem. Louise is unable to cast magic properly, earning her the nickname of Louise the Zero from her classmates. When the first-year students are required to perform a summoning ritual, Louise's summoning results in a catastrophic explosion. Everyone deems this to be yet another failure, but when the smoke clears, a boy named Saito Hiraga appears. Now Louise's familiar, Saito, is treated as a slave, forced to clean her clothes and eat off the ground. But when an unfamiliar brand is found etched on Sato's hand from the summoning ritual, it is believed to be the mark of a powerful familiar named Gandalf. Wild, adventurous, and explosive, Zero no Tsukaima follows Saito as he comes to terms with his new life, and as Louise proves that there is more to her than her nickname suggests. The series kept me watching until the very end. So despite the negative things about the show, it still made me want to keep on watching more and was sad about the end of the series. The season I liked the best was the 2nd and the 4th season. Since characters started to develop more then, but you still wish to know about them. I recommend you watch this cause the show is very entertaining to watch. And I promise you won't be let down, especially when you watch the next 3 seasons after season 1. At number 5 we have, The Master of Ragnarök and Blesser of Einherjar. Some urban legends are best left untested. Yuto Sua gets more than he bargained for when he joins his childhood friend Mitsuki Shirmoya in testing out an urban legend. When he uses his phone to take a picture of himself with the local shrine's divine mirror, he is whisked off into another world, one heavily steeped in the lore of the Old Norse myths. Using his knowledge gained from school and from his solar-powered smartphone, he has the chance to bring the Wolf Clan, the same people who cared for him, to prominence, all while earning the adoration of a group of magic-wielding warrior maidens known as the Einherjar. I was supposed to get me one of those solar ray-powered telephone calling systems that grant the access to a fantasy world filled with countless lady persons, but Amazon had sold them out when my telegraph reached their end. Damn it. Suiyuto is one of those lucky bastards who didn't get ninja'd by scalpers, and now he lives the perfect life as the lawful harem bro to these MWWMs. No, it does not stand for my wild waifu maiden, but magic-wielding warrior maiden. Basically, anyone with a female knight fetish could pay decent amounts of money for a device like that. If you happen to know where I could get one, leave me a PM, asking for a friend by the way. On a less serious note, whatever random words Valkyria is an anime series you most likely would not/will not enjoy for the reason that it is a copy-paste of every smartphone self-insert harem. The selling point of these series has always been how bad they are, but the sole amount of worth of nothing series has pushed the standards so high that these days bad series need to be impressively bad for them to be worth of anything. Valkyria does not impress with its lack of quality, and that is its biggest flaw. Basically, this series is like Kingdom if it had been an excuse for generic Isekai harem where the MC is the perfect Gara Stu Jesus and female characters just numbers. Speaking of excuses, every bit from the war settings and battles to backstories and slice-of-life moments are nothing but excuses for our MC to interact with his harem and add more lady persons to it. Let's be honest here, for this series to ever be word of anything at all, it should have been hentai. At number 4 we have No Game No Life. No Game No Life is a surreal comedy that follows Sora and Shiro, shut-in neat siblings, and the online gamer duo behind the legendary username Blank. They view the real world as just another lousy game. However, a strange email challenging them to a chess match changes everything. The brother and sister are plunged into an otherworldly realm where they meet Tet, the god of games. The mysterious god welcomes Sora and Shiro to Disboard, a world where all forms of conflict from petty squabbles to the fate of whole countries are settled not through war, but by way of high-stake games. This system works thanks to a fundamental rule wherein each party must wager something they deem to be of equal value to the other party's wager. In this strange land where the very idea of humanity is reduced to child's play, the indifferent genius gamer duo of Sora and Shiro have finally found a real reason to keep playing games, to unite the 16 races of Disboard, defeat Tet, and become the gods of this new, gaming is everything world. Ever since I first read the synopsis of this anime several months before it started airing, I immediately thought to myself, hey, this sounds pretty awesome, Wincest plus video games. Now as it turned out there wasn't very much in the way of Wincest as this is solely sibling love, however what we got instead simply blew away pretty much all expectations I ever had. I did have a feeling that it would be something I would really like, but I don't think anyone who hadn't read the light novels ever imagined it to turn out this damn awesome. I love pretty much everything about this show. From start to finish I don't think there was a single moment which I didn't enjoy, and that is something almost unheard of in anime. It's so versatile in the way that it's funny, original, charismatic, intelligent, and just plain epic and awesome, all working in tandem. As a result, everything ends up being immensely satisfying. At number 3 we have, Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks? Forming a party with one's mother in an online game seems not only unlikely, but also uncomfortable to most teenage gamers. Unfortunately, Masato Osuki finds himself in that exact scenario. After completing a seemingly meaningless survey, he is thrown into the world of a fantasy MMORPG, and his mother Momoko actually tagged along with him. On top of all of that, Momoko turns out to be an overpowered swordswoman, possessing the power of two-hit multi-target attacks. After minor tension between the two, they search for party members, meeting the merchant Porta and the sage Wise, starting their journey to clear the game. If you don't like fan service, silly moments, or general Japanese entertainment for actual Japanese people, you might not like this one. It's not a super serious and deep series. It's lighthearted fun, funny and a good ride. I can't recommend it enough. At number 2 we have, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. When it comes to the fantasy MMORPG cross reverie, none can match the power of the Demon King Diablo. Possessing the game's rarest artifacts and an unrivaled player level, he overpowers all foolish enough to confront him. But despite his fearsome reputation, Diablo's true identity is Takuma Sakamoto, a shut-in gamer devoid of any social skills. Defeating hopeless challengers day by day, Takuma cares about nothing else, but his virtual life that is, until a summoning spell suddenly transports him to another world where he has Diablo's appearance. In this new world resembling his favorite game, Takuma is greeted by the two girls who summoned him, Rem Galio, a petite Pantherian adventurer, and Shara L. Greenwood, a busty elf summoner. They perform an enslavement ritual in an attempt to subjugate him, but the spell backfires and causes them to become his slaves instead. With the situation now becoming more awkward than ever, Takuma decides to accompany the girls in finding a way to unbind their contract while learning to adapt to his new existence as the menacing Demon King. Overall, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord is a series that at least does the trifactor, Isekai, LN Harem, Ecchi, genre some justice, and with the original source material comes criticisms that many people will pass off as some unnecessary filler. But to be quite honest, while I don't love this anime, the enjoyment factor is really where it's at to see these characters mingle with a story that's so stupid, it's entertaining much. To the haters, at least give this a second chance or something. I promise you, it's not as taxing as many mediocre isekai series out there. Finally at number 1 we have Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. Despite being bullied, scorned, and oppressed all of his life, a 34-year-old shut-in still found the resolve to attempt something heroic only for it to end in a tragic accident. But in a twist of fate, he awakens in another world as Rudius Greyrat, starting life again as a baby born to 2 loving parents. Preserving his memories and knowledge from his previous life, Rudius quickly adapts to his new environment. With the mind of a grown adult, he starts to display magical talent that exceeds all expectations, honing his skill with the help of a mage named Roxy Nagurdia. Rudius learns swordplay from his father, Paul, and meets Sylphia, a girl his age who quickly becomes his closest friend. As Rudius' second chance at life begins, he tries to make the most of his new opportunity while conquering his traumatic past. And perhaps one day, he may find the one thing he could not find in his old world, which is love. Mushoku Tensei is not for everyone. It prioritizes comedy over dramatic moments and disregards several imaginary borders that most animes would not cross. It is not an emotional roller coaster that will pull at your heartstrings. Do not expect badass fight scenes or numerous amounts of blood and gore. It is better characterized as a comedic adventure rather than a seriously dramatic show. Nevertheless, it is undoubtedly a fun watch for anyone looking for a typical isekai anime that does not fail in its execution. 2 quotes to describe this show. 1. I wish I could have at least lost my virginity. 2. If I live and try as hard as everyone else, get back up when I fall, and keep facing forward. Maybe I can do it. Maybe even I. Maybe a jobless, reclusive bum like me can get a do-over at life, and can get serious about living. This anime's first season was a real roller coaster of a story. I recommend you watch this anime due to the great adventure and interesting premise of this anime.
I remember that I was